Holloway looking to finish it.
That's it.
Big right from Gaethje. Cerrone takes a knee and he's taking more punishment.
He's hurt bad.
Gaethje has him down.
It's over.
Justin Gaethje by.
Oh, big uppercut there for Poirier. Oh, Coruscant's in a world of pain here. This one might be done.
Big breaking news in the UFC, okay? So in 2026, UFC will partner with Paramount. Okay, you have the channel, Paramount. So all UFC events, past and present, will be able to be seen on the Paramount Network, or Paramount Plus, I think it is. Much like the WWE has recently paired with Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Same kind of shit. So all past and present UFC pay-per-view and fight night events will be seen on Paramount Plus Network, okay? Which will cost the general public about $10 a month. It sounds amazing for the fans, right? Now, for those of you out there who have been streaming UFC pay-per-view events illegally, okay, you can cease that criminal behavior, well, soon. Not yet, but soon, okay? As soon as they go to Paramount, 2026, whatever, right? And you could do things the legal way, right? No sense streaming the UFC events illegally because, you know, at $10 a month for Paramount, why would you do anything else? You know what I mean? No delays, no issues with Wi-Fi and all that crap, you know what I mean? Do things the right way. It's time to come home. Now, the UFC deal, okay? It's $7.7 billion over 7 years to go with Paramount, okay? That's a lot of cheese, motherfucker. It's double what they were getting with ESPN, okay? So the funds are there. Lots of funds are there. But how is this going to affect fighter pay? You know what I mean? Currently, UFC fighters start with getting $12 grand a show and $12 grand to win. You know what I mean? Starting UFC fighters, and they work their way out from there. But if you can become a star, you can get paid pretty damn good money. I'm not even talking about a championship fighter. You know what I mean? If you become a big star, you can get paid a ton of money. Okay. Here's Dana White talking about Kevin Holland. Okay.
Stupid. Look at Kevin Holland. I didn't sign Kevin Holland, right? And then, you know, I can't remember, a fight fell out and we were in the matchmaking room and I said, call Big Mouth and see if he'll take the fight. He took the fight and the rest is history. I mean, he's one of the most beloved guys in the UFC, and he has made a shitload of money. A shitload of money. Me and Hunter were at the last Kevin Holland fight, and I said, look up how much money Kevin Holland's made. Kevin Holland has done very well. And I didn't pick him in the contender that night. And the way that whole thing played out, it's awesome.
Going back. Now, Kevin Holland, okay, he's 28 wins, 14 losses. It is what it is, okay? He's a fan favorite, a bit of a journeyman, bit of a gatekeeper at this point in his career. He ain't going to get no title fight anytime soon, okay? But he's always exciting, always competitive, and he's ready to take a fight anytime on short notice. He wants that money. Love it. This is why the UFC loves him. This is why Dana White loves him. Now, Dana White wasn't lying, okay? Let's take a quick look at the last three events that Kevin Holland was on, last three fights he had, and let's take a look at what he earned, okay? Dana White's saying that he's all rich and wealthy. Well, let's take a look, okay? UFC 318, 2025, July 2025, Kevin Holland made $421 grand. At UFC 316 in June 2025, a month before that, he made $471 grand. Okay? And UFC Fight Night 255, March 2025, a few months before that, he made around $300K. Okay? Do the math. Okay, so there you go. In a recent span of only 4 months, he was able to earn $1.1 million in 4 friggin' months. So Dana White was right. The guy's friggin' filthy rich and good for him. Right? He's a go-to guy. The fans adore him. And this is a very rare situation, mind you, okay? This isn't usually the case. And you cannot take him as the norm. You know what I'm saying? As a normal situation. The norm. Okay, so back to this Paramount thing, okay? So with no more pay-per-view money, how the hell are the top fighters gonna make up that money, you know what I mean, that they used to make? Now here's Dana White addressing the question from the media about future fighter pay.
Yeah, these are, listen, I'm not going to have any comments on that yet because we still got to get together and figure this stuff out. It's August. We have till January to figure all that stuff. But, you know, the low-hanging fruit that's easy to answer, bonuses are obviously going up. So, that'll be big. And forget about the tide rising with all the other fighters. I mean, just the number that the bonuses bring to a fighter is,
that's what,
millions of dollars.
Yeah. And
so as you can see, and as per usual, Dana White kind of avoids the question, right? All he can say was that bonuses are going to go up, and he's all, bonuses are going to go up. Okay, so the bonuses have been the same for decades, 50 grand. 4 fighters will get 50 grand. That's the same as every event, right? It hasn't gone up in decades. The only time it did is at UFC 300, where they made a ton of money, and he increased the bonuses there to 300K each, right? Wonderful. But if they do go up, what are they going to go up to with Paramount? 60 grand, 75 grand, 100 grand? It's not enough, man. So how does that little increase in bonuses help compensate for the loss in pay-per-view incentive pay for the championship fighters? Let's take an example here. Okay, let's think of UFC 317, okay? We have all the details on this, okay? They're all out there, okay? Let's take a look at this real quick. UFC 317, Ilia Topuria made a $750,000 base salary, and he made $2.7 million from the pay-per-view buys, okay? Charles Oliveira, $500,000 base salary, and he made around 850 grand from the pay-per-view, okay? That little shit, Alexander Pantoja, made 500 grand base salary and approximately $1 million from pay-per-view. And finally, Kai Kara France. He made about a $400,000 base salary and around 250 grand from pay-per-view shares, right? So right there, UFC 317, that's $4.8 million in fighter pay from just the pay-per-view. How the hell are they going to make that up? Now, people like to compare other sports to the UFC as far as their revenue share that goes to the players or the fighters, right? Now, in the NFL, for example, I've seen this many times, right? The NFL shares 50% of its revenue with the players, okay? The UFC shares under 20% of its overall revenue with the fighters. You see where that disconnect is? I get it. It's numbers, right? It's a numbers game, but two different business things, right? Completely different businesses, right? Entirely different businesses. The money's there, though, with this new Paramount deal. The fighters are not getting their share of it. Let's see what happens, okay? We'll share a toast to the UFC for signing a huge deal, $7.7 billion over 7 years, signing with Paramount. It's good for all the fans, man. It's going to be real cheap, about $10 a month to see all the UFCs you want, past and present. Wonderful for all of us. How's this going to affect the fighters, though? I don't know, man. Based on the numbers I showed you, doesn't look good. I guess we'll see. That ain't coffee. You know damn well that ain't coffee. Not at this time of the evening.
Subscribe to the channel